As Jacob wrestles that shadow self, he's coming to the end of his self. He's named Jacob for a reason. So all his life he goes around, they say, what is your name? He says, Jacob. That means thief. I mean, could you imagine meeting a little kid and he says to you, hi. And you say, hi, and what's your name? And he goes, I'm thief. What's yours? No, what's your name, boy? Thief. Jacob. I'm Jacob. I'm a thief. I'm a liar. I'm a transgressor. I usurp you. I'm going to trick you, deceive you. I'm going to beguile you. Well, that's the way that all of mankind is born. That's why Jacob gets to become Yisrael, which is my firstborn. That's the name that he gets. That's every man in the world that gets reborn out of the rebellion. Christ gets the first name, firstborn from the dead. So Jacob comes to life, but Christ comes to heaven. So you've heard of the kingdom of heaven and the kingdom of God. Well, there's levels in here somewhere, crown levels somehow. I'm not fully aware of them, but to do Christ, to hold to the covenant all the way through, well, this is what Yisrael does too. But Christ is like a maintenance for other brothers. Jacob is more, Israel is more to himself and his family. To do Christ, you have to step up another level. As Peter, Paul, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and them do. They don't die of an old age buried with their sons. They die out in the wilderness. They die opposing the evil. They don't just become Israel, they become Christian, which is Christ-like. And so, as you see this rebirthing process, as long as you hold true, you're Israel. As long as you are opposing the forces, you become Christian. Well, Christian is where he calls you to. If you notice, Jacob, or Joseph, steps up to the plate. He suffers his. Who would be a better one? It's Samuel. Samuel serves God. David serves God. They lose themselves for serving God. But Christ is one that does it perfectly. Moses is one that loses himself. He literally goes all that life only to see the promised land, to suffer for his sons. Well, that's what you break for your sons. As Jacob went into the land, he has an if faith. If you do this, if you do this. Well, when he comes back, it's a though faith. God says go back. He sees his brother and all the men he has with him, and he thinks he's dead. He sends out the women, the families, his wives, and it's just him alone. Well, he comes to the end of himself, that he cannot control anything, that God and the world overpowers him at every second. So he turns to God. That's why when he says, well, what's your name? He says, Jacob. Jacob is my name, and I will not let you go till you bless me. That is where you come to the end of yourself to endure. That's what Revelation means. He that endures to the